Okay, so I'm going to VOD for us, uh, because that is we're obviously visual learners. Okay, so neutral here. Our Reaper gets here. The neutral fight. This is kind of an awkward point because there is a cliff, but I don't think that changes anything. Let me pull up the cursor here. I think it's the same. This rotation in general, like this kind of swing, needs to happen on almost all points, like all corners, all points. Say, okay, red is going to be our front line. Our Reaper, Mauga, they're going to sit on corner. Our Brig is going to sit here because they can't swing. And they're going to walk tight around this corner this way. And your Juno and Echo are going to fly wide this way, looking this way. And what that does, it forces the enemy team to only have this sight line. Like, this flank does nothing. If they want to do that, we charge forward and win. So that gives us the space, and we win this neutral. They have to kite backwards, and when they kite backwards, we have the forward hand, and we can either we have the decision. We have the decision if we want to chase and kill these people, or if we want to take that space and bring it point where we will have full point presence as they're forced back here, and we can just take the fight back here. So that's first point here. I'm going to bring it forward a little bit. Yeah, here. So every fight plan, every fight we're gonna have, there's going to be a plan and there's going to be an execution. And you need to have a plan, but you also need to execute on the plan. And afterwards, when you execute the plan, you need to keep it clean, regroup, and focus together as a team. And this is a prime example here. We ult track, they have cage. White hits an amazing whip, and they fuck up their cage. I will pull up the stream VOD for comms, but we call stable right. We stable right. And we have played this fight perfectly so far. And this is where the miscommunication and tempo is wrong. Let me show you. Okay, can we swing left? Swing left?
3, 2, 1. Swing it, swing it, swing it.
So, I call, can we swing left? And Evie said, 3, 2, 1. And we can look what happens here. This is a very good example of we need to listen to rotations. Where should our Reaper and Echo be? Our Reaper should be on top of our Mauga. Let me pull this up. Our Reaper needs to be on top of our Mauga right here, swinging this corner tight. Swing the corner tight with the Mauga and Reaper. You guys will not be able to get poked out if you swing on a corner. And your backline is swinging wide around here. And what that does, it forces these guys to make a decision, a split-second decision, if they are either going to give up this space and reset the fight, or if they're going to counter-rotate, in which case that gives us an opportunity to kill their backline as they're rotating. And so we can look at this fight, what happens. Our backline and Mauga swing really wide. And you can see right here, their Juno is super split. They're out of the fight. Their Brig is super split. They're out of the fight. Our Reaper and Echo did not rotate, and this is what happens. They get caught out. They get caught out. Our Reaper it winds up catching their Brig and rotate, which is amazing. But you get the same value stacking in your Mauga. This can happen. We try to carry Echo, then we split the fight, and now look at us. We have our Mauga one side of the point, our Reaper one side of the point, our Brig one side of the point, and Brig on our Juno one side of the point. Like, we are the most split we could possibly be, and this fight has devolved. It's devolved, and it's something that should never happen. We need to be clean on rotations, and we need to actually listen to the calls. We need to swing together as a team and punish these rotations. And if they decide to reset fight, that is amazing. That buys us more time, especially considering we have 0 ultimates. Okay, let me go to the next example. Another example on Runasapi. It's the same kind of default where you see a long angle here. There's a long angle, and Maugas are going to fight along this wall. Let me wait till the fight develops a little bit. Okay, so okay, so fight's developed, and you can kind of see their backline is doing it. Let me screenshot this. Okay, so their backline has this sideline here. They can see forward only. We're forward only, and we need to make the decision: are we going to bring the fight swing wide this way? Have our front line go this way, and our back line go this way, and fight for cart over here, and have them stuck behind this wall with cover? Or are we going to have our front line swing along this wall tight as our back line swings wide around here, forcing them to fall back to this space right here? Because if we force them out here, they're forced to play here, which means they either decide they want to fight stacked angle here, which is more space, and we at this point we have the decision, we have the space. Our Mauga is comfortable sitting up forward. Our backline is safe around here. If they want to go in, that's fine. We're so easy to walk out and punish their Mauga engage. Or if they want to reset fight and start with less space back here, then we have the space. Our Mauga walks forward. We have the space. So it's all about like taking advantage of swings and swinging wide and angles. Because if we just stack angles like this, we're not going to accomplish anything. Also, I'm not going to put their Mauga was straight up just inting. There's no way around it. I'm not going to talk about it. It's irrelevant in this situation. I'm just talking about we need to swing. Let me find another example I want to talk about. Okay, this is the fight I want to talk about right here. So they have a significant lead, and we have 3 ultimates. We just used 2. We have 3 ultimates. They have 3 coming up as well. If we trade ults the rest of this game, if we just go 50-50 for ults, we will lose. That's just how it is. If we just trade every fight, we are going to lose in the long run. We need to find a way, and even if we have advantages, we need to find ways of using less ults to get more out of using less ults. So, look at what we do here. We decide just to go hard in, pop every ultimate we have, all at once. It winds up being a very scrappy ult fight. So what we could do, which would make it a lot cleaner and a lot less necessary for ults, is let it play a little bit. When we get to this neutral again, I'm going to screenshot again. When we get to this neutral, our front line can stick along this wall here and chug forward on the call of our backline swinging either behind this wall or in front of this wall, which I prefer in front of the wall. So our backline swings here as we look, they're back here. They're not contesting any space. Our backline needs to swing wide as our front line walks forward, so they get pressured. Oh yeah, they're taking space. We can engage on their front line here. Oh, guess what? Our backline walks backwards. We just walk backwards, and their engagement, nothing. We can kill them. If they use ultimates on that engage, even better. That means they use ultimates for nothing from us. And from then, once they use cooldowns to get in, let's say, okay, our front line made it to here. Our back line made it all the way to here. And we have them on the ropes on this angle right here. Say they want to burst at us here. We just fall back. We just have our backline walk backwards. It's unpunishable. We didn't use any cooldowns on the walk up. We just swung wide. Our front line just steps back. And guess what they did? They used every single cooldown, or maybe even ultimates, chasing us at the same speed we're running away. And so now the neutral stabilizes here. Our backline's here. Our front line's here. And guess what they did? They used all cooldowns to end up here. To end up right here. So now what? They used everything to get here. We just go right back in. We go right back in, and we can win the fight. And then we can use ults. We can swing wide again, but this time, without cooldowns, we can actually punish them. Our Echo can swing wide, unpunished, because they don't have cooldowns, and they're now in our space without cooldowns. So now we can swing wide and shoot them. Now our front line can pin in and shoot them. And now if they want to use ults, if they didn't use any there, now is the time we have the advantage, and we don't need to pop anything. We can just go in solo and just pop cage, so like catch them off. Their backline walked up, you get a good cage here, and then maybe that's all you need. Maybe you dupe a Reaper, you cage, and you win that. They popped ults in the edge, and you win that long fight without having to over ult. That was a big problem we had. We were getting stuck using a lot of ults when we did not need to. I have a few more examples on Cervasa. This is more so for Robert. On first fight here, we wound up winning this fight, so it doesn't matter. This first fight here, I disagree with shooting Echoes pre-fight. I think the objective of Mauga comp, objectively, is just to win the frontline battle. Shoot their Mauga more, and you will win. In the neutral, that's how it works. The poke phase, that's how it works. Shoot their Mauga more, get its armor gone, you'll win the fight. So, you're spending the entire fight trying to mark an Echo. Then, really, it's not threatening any space. Like, they get stickies on a Reaper, what does that do? It wastes a pack. So, I don't see any reason why this Echo needs to be forced out if they're engaging before their Mauga's even thinking of going. And look, their Echo flew away when their Mauga is pinning in. Their Echo is out of the fight. Right now, all attention should be on this fireball pinning into 5 people alone. And we can look at Wolfie's POV. He was told to mark his Echo. He's trying to mark the Echo, and guess what he just used? His stickies and his fly. So now their Mauga is in. He doesn't have fly. He doesn't feel safe anymore. He needs to be out. So now he's out with no cooldowns. Guess what their Mauga did? Their Mauga just inted in with no armor. If our Echo had cooldowns here, they are full stickied, and they're being beamed right now. They are definitely dead. We want to win in this fight because that was such a horrendous int. The point being, it does not need to be this scrappy. It can be so much cleaner if we just focus on the front line pre-fight, and once the fight devolves, that's when we can shoot their tank. I can speed forward. Once their Mauga dies, that's awesome. That's when we can take advantage of this. Mauga still dies a lot earlier if we have beam on him right now. But once their Mauga is dead, that's when their backline's free. That's when these guys, we don't have anyone else to look at. That's when you can look in the air. That's when you can shoot these guys. That's when they're punishable. But until then, you need to be looking frontline. I've maybe one more. Yeah. Okay. I think it's this point here. On the retake, it's this point. Yeah. Okay. On the retake here. That's the same kind of fundamentals of we're just zombie walking. Like, I guarantee you, we calmed, they have cage. Be careful of cage. What should we do? Why should we fight there? Why should we fight in a long angle where we cannot kite anything? We need to be swinging wide here. We need to be slow walking, have our front line clear, slow walking, and our back line safe. We did this amazing. EV sees the engage, EV pins out. Putter Wraiths, we just baited their entire engage, and we're alive with ring. And we can stable here and push back in. But here's the mistake. This guy right here. You are not a frontliner. You are a backliner. You do not live this ever. You will never live that. So that's what I mean by you are a backliner. Play like you're a hit scan player. Stack on your backline. Let your frontline do the dirty work. Let your frontline shoot them, and your Mauga and Reaper can easily kite anything they throw at you. But you just have to be careful of this, okay? That's all I really have for now. Just the kites are the most important thing. Okay.